Welcome back, everyone. I'm Leila.
And I'm Laura.
And this is For Your Penjoyment, a show about fountain pens and the joys they bring us.
Brought to you by Pen Boutique.
So how are you doing today, Laura?
I'm doing great. I had a really relaxing 3-day weekend.
Whoa.
It was really nice.
Those are pretty rare here.
And I got to see you 3 times over the weekend. That was pretty nuts.
We hung out quite a bit.
We did, which we don't usually do. I mean, we do a little, but not usually that
It's
much.
not usually 3 days. I know, it was
cool.
impressive. I liked it.
And we both had a lot of fun at the whiskey event that we went to.
We imbibed a little.
Cool.
I bought some art.
Yeah, the art was great. It was
art was
really
great.
interesting, and talking to the artist was cool.
That was very nice.
We got to see a couple customers that came and
That's
hung
right.
out with one of them, which was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Can we mention?
Sure.
It was so much fun hanging out with Logan.
It was really fun hanging out with Logan.
And it was great to meet your friend Moira.
Yes, I'm so glad you hit it off.
Definitely.
The whole thing was
Um,
cool.
Had a great night.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have a lot of really fun stuff coming up this month. Like, not just fun, but like cool, interesting stuff.
You're right. June is pretty
It
packed.
is. It is.
I mean, first of all, it's LGBTQ plus Pride Month.
That's right. Yes, it is.
It is very exciting.
We also have Father's Day.
Father's Day is coming up.
Wait, you were going to say something? I interrupted. I was too eager.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So we got Father's Day. We got
We got Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
And we got, not really like a holiday, but we got Kirk Speer.
We got Kirk here.
We do.
And on the 22nd, we'll have a Penquisition. I'm pretty
We
excited.
have a ton of stuff.
We have a ton of stuff happening.
Yeah. And today, wait a second. Today,
Oh.
it's not really June yet, but
Right.
today is a very special day.
Today is the day that you can pre-order Firefly Stone.
Yes.
I'm very excited about it.
Penelope already has hers.
Yeah, she's chilling.
And then we're going to have sort of like a big party on the day that it is released, which is also during our Kirk event.
Yeah, there's going to be
Really
some
fun.
fanfare. I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of nervous. I want the reception to be
Oh,
good, you
It'll
know.
be good.
I care about it, so I
Of
want it
course
to
you
be like
do.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got some not so fun news on my part.
Right.
We're recording this in advance because, drumroll, I'm having my gallbladder removed on the 3rd of June. If you're seeing this, June 5th, that means hopefully I'm resting easy at home
Right.
and not being a complete terror to those taking care of me. I am happy to report that friends and family are rising to the occasion
I'm
to take
happy
care of me.
about that too.
I'm relieved, very relieved to have a core squad of people that I can count on.
Yeah.
It's not your typical
Okay.
For Your Penjoyment episode.
That's right. We're recording a bunch of stuff ahead of time, and then
But it's good stuff.
I know.
I mean, we have had a lot of, visitors recently.
Yeah.
We had Bill from Pilot.
I know.
We're having Kirk just tomorrow.
Right? Doing
You
his
know?
Nibmeister magic.
That's right. I hope he can find some time for me to custom grind a nib for my Firefly Stone to make it truly
Ooh,
special.
That's right.
That would be amazing. I'm over the moon with everyone in this store and how we're all coming together
Yeah.
to make it happen.
I know. Yeah.
And I don't feel like I have to worry about anything.
No, you
while I'm
don't.
out.
No, and
I
we
think
figured this all out. So
it's
it
a
can just
well-oiled
Be
machine.
smooth.
Exactly.
I was going to make a joke about how you had a lot of gall taking off a whole week, but
Well, I'm going to have a lot of gall taken off of me, so there we go. I am a little sad. I'm going to be missing most of the Pride Month festivities because I'll be recovering.
yeah.
DC Pride is the first full weekend in June, followed closely by Baltimore Pride, and I'm going to be healing for both prides, so me being outside and marching in parades is ill-advised.
No, but there'll be other years.
There
You
will
gotta
be other years.
Take care of yourself first.
The FOMO is real, but you are absolutely right.
Okay.
It'll be okay. I will live vicariously through everyone's pictures and glitter and fabulousness. It'll be fine.
And you can feel pride whether you're in a parade or not, Leila.
I feel pride all year round. Thank you. Oh, so tell me, what pen are you
Yes.
using today?
Oh, well, I'm using the same pen again because we're really only recording this a week later, and I'm still obsessed with this pen.
And that is A-okay. I love that you love that pen.
I love it. I've been using it so much. It's my custom 743 from Pilot with a Falcon nib, but I am doing something slightly different with it.
Oh.
So I have one other pen that uses the same converter as this,
Uh-huh.
and I decided to try different ink in this. So instead of cleaning the pen, I just swapped the converter. So now I have a combo ink in here because I had a
Interesting.
little bit of ink in the feed.
Yeah.
I had Irishizuku Suji in here, however you pronounce it. And in the other pen, I had Irishizuku Murasaki Shikibu, or however you pronounce it, which is purple. One's purple and one's like kind of azalea color.
So it creates an interesting.
Yes, it was so
different purple.
pretty. It's like a wine color.
Ooh.
Really like it. And in my early days of fountain pen obsession, I used to do a lot of custom mixes where usually with Irishizuka inks.
Mhm.
And I really like this color. I think I might try to perfect it and like come up with a formula for it and make up a name for it like I did with some of those other ones.
I would love
'Cause
that.
I feel like this special pen needs a really special ink. Not that I'll only use that one ink in it, but...
No, but that's really something.
Yeah.
I love that.
And when I was thinking about all of my ink names that I've made up, I also realized I haven't named any of my recent pens.
Oh.
I always used to name my pens, so I decided I'm going to name this pen, and I did. I came up with a name for him.
Do tell.
His name is Sebastian.
I think that's a very fitting name.
What about you? Wait a minute. What about you?
Oh.
What are you using?
Well, I am actually using something we don't sell. I plan on doodling on my show notes
Okay.
with this pen.
Ooh,
This is from Walltown Pens.
very swirly.
It is their Onslow model. I can't remember the colorways of the pen or the finials, but I love me a good swirly, sparkly pen. And here it is.
I like the unusual colors for the finials.
Very
Kinda
pretty.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I inked it with Pelikan 4001 turquoise, which is a great ink for this pen.
Cool.
Dry down time is great,
Nice.
so I can write very fast, and I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about smudging everything.
Very
Because
good.
it's a little bit of a wet writer. It's a
Kind of
medium nib.
matches your mug. Oops. Kind of matches your mug.
It certainly does.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we have a really great interview with Bill from Pilot that we recorded when he was here and saved just for this occasion.
I'm pretty excited about it. You did such
Yeah.
a great job interviewing
I
him.
haven't seen this interview yet. You told me it was good. You
I
were
certainly
behind
did.
the camera, but I'll see.
I think you're going to like how it turned out.
Hope so.
You came up with good questions for him. It flowed naturally.
It's always a pleasure talking to Bill.
There you
so,
go.
yeah.
It helps when your interview subject is as delightful as Bill.
Someone you really, really like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, take it away, Laura and Bill.
Welcome back, Bill.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
You are our first reoccurring guest star,
Boom, I'm
the
on it.
famous Bill Pearcy, who has been recognized at pen shows because you were on our show.
That's true.
Right? Very cool.
Very true.
So this is going to air a little bit in the future, but today we are having a store event with you.
With Pilot Pen. Right?
Yes, and I forgot to mention you're from Pilot. I
Oh.
figured you were so famous, like everyone knows that. Yes, so,
We're cutting that out, right?
no, of course not. That's very valid. Anyway, so we're having an event with Pilot today, and I'm a little nervous because we already sold out in the signature nib of the custom 8... I know this, Leila. 823
In clear.
in clear.
Right.
Which I lured people into coming to the event by saying they could buy it, which they can buy it,
Right.
but they'll just have to pre-order it because it was so successful that
And
people
been
are
a very
very,
good
very
launch.
excited about it, yes. And we have it in the two other colors, though, the amber and the smoke.
And we still have inventory on those. So you can get the signature.
Yeah, so let's talk about the signature nib a little bit,
Okay.
because this is brand new from Pilot. They don't come out with new nibs very often,
True,
right?
true.
Tell
So
me
it's,
about it.
It's broader than a broad nib.
Right.
It's maybe closer to a double broad,
Mm-hmm.
but like a stub nib, you can get some line variation with
Yeah.
different directions of your strokes, but it's not as hard to edge as a stub. It's kind of a rounded stub and gives you some really nice flow, makes a really nice signature.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who write larger, it's
So
very
it's
good.
called the signature nib because it's meant for,
That was what it was
doing
developed
signatures.
for. Mm-hmm.
but you can use it for anything, right? If you
Makes
like.
a very distinctive style of writing.
Yeah. So I got to try it, and I really liked it. It's so smooth feeling and just like a little more fun to write with because it's got the little bit of line variation and it's so bouncy.
All right.
Yeah. How were people responding to it at pen shows that you've? Was it just one show? That
Just
you
one
showed?
show, the Chicago
Chicago.
show, had a sample that people
Uh-huh.
could, and there were typically a line waiting to test it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I can honestly say 0 people that went, oh, no. Because it
Wow.
is so smooth, like you say. And,
Did people? Go ahead. Sorry.
even though it's bouncy, as you said,
Yeah.
you don't have to put pressure on it like you would with a Falcon nib or a soft nib or a flex nib. It's just the bounce of that number 15 nib. It's just really nice.
Right, because it's such a large nib.
Right.
And is there anything about the shape of it that makes it more bouncy, or is it mostly because of the size?
The size,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure the way the sides of the nib flare out a little bit does allow it to bounce a little more.
Right.
But
Yeah, I just thought it was so comfortable to write with. And I often have trouble writing with a stub because I sort of turn my hand slightly when I write. So a lot of times I'll have trouble getting the nib to fully connect with the paper.
Right.
And it won't always write. It'll skip sometimes. Some stubs are easier than others, but I didn't have any trouble at all writing with a signature.
hear.
It was so comfortable. It's a really fun nib. I'm excited to see today when we have the event, people will be able to try it because you have one
I
with
have
you,
one with
right?
me. Yes.
Yeah, it's a cool nib. So that's really cool. And that is in the 823, which is a vac filler. Can
Correct.
you tell me a little bit about how vac fillers work? Because that's something a lot of people haven't tried.
Oh, okay. There's a plunger built into the pen. You unscrew the back cap and pull the plunger out and submerge your nib into your ink. And as you press down slowly, it creates vacuum inside the barrel of the pen. And there's a space near the bottom, and when it passes that vacuum that's built up releases and it lets ink come up into the barrel and fill behind the plunger.
So it sort of sucks it all
It
up in
does,
one.
yeah.
That's cool.
And just it creates a vacuum, which is why
Yeah.
it's called that. But
Wow.
and pulls all the ink up, and then you screw the plunger back down.
Right.
You do have to leave the plunger open slightly to allow air to flow, so the ink continues to flow. You can seal it down, and it'll use up the ink in the nib and the feed, but then it would stop writing.
So like if you're going in an airplane or something, you're
Right.
worried about changes
You
in
can
air
actually
pressure.
fly with this pen with no
Right.
concerns.
Yeah, that's very
But then you
cool.
want to open it up so it can breathe as you're writing.
Right, yeah. And it's really easy to recognize a vacuum filling pen because it's got that rod down the middle, assuming it's a clear barrel.
Assuming it's a clear-
otherwise,
yeah.
You don't know, but
Right.
the Custom 823 is a clear barrel, so
Right.
you can see it. Yeah. So,
Even the smoke and the amber are translucent colors, so
Right.
you can still see it.
right, yeah, the smoke's not quite as see-through if you're someone like me that's a little bit squeamish about demonstrator pens, but it is.
It is, yes.
Yeah. So the pen in your pocket there, that's a custom 845,
It is.
right? Ooh, I love this pen. Yeah. And this comes in that beautiful vermilion,
Vermilion
bright
color
red
as well,
color.
right?
Wow.
And that's an 18
Yeah.
karat gold nib. It's also, you can insert,
Yeah,
it's
so-
also a number 15 nib like the 823.
So tell me about the material that this is made out of.
This is finished with a ruchy lacquer. Both the vermilion and the black are all a
Such
ruchy
a nice
lacquer, so it
size.
feels really good in your hand.
I
It has
love
that
the
warm,
size of
ruchy feel. The deep color in it.
Right. So when you're holding the pen, it almost feels like skin temperature,
Mhm.
right? It's sort of like it adjusts to your hand, like
Right.
it warms from your touch.
Right.
Yeah, it's a really interesting
And
distinct.
a ruchi likes for you to hold it because it
Oh.
absorbs the oils from your skin and
Oh,
actually
Like-
keeps it nice and moist, keeps it like a cigar that you have to keep in a humidor
Mhm.
to keep it moist. Urushi likes that.
so it sort of keeps it from drying out.
Right.
Nice.
So
wow.
it really likes to be used.
Oh, that's cool. So if you buy one, it's not just to look at and
Right.
admire. You really should use it. Wow. And what else is special about Urushi lacquer?
It's one of the hardest and clearest lacquers in the world.
Mhm.
So it really does give a nice deep look to the pen.
Mm-hmm.
It's also what Pilot uses when they do their maquillé
Mhm.
and chinkin pieces.
Yeah, it looks different. I mean, probably it wouldn't maybe show in a picture. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. But it's looks shinier and just more expensive and nicer. Not that other Pilot pens or other brands acrylic pens don't look nice, but you can tell the difference
Right.
with the Urushi. Yeah, it's really beautiful. So another pen that I'm really into, I'm all about the number pens today. Because I've memorized all the numbers. I'm just, all numbers, easy for me now. Only Pilot, I think. But I got another beautiful pen here. This is the 743.
Wow.
I didn't even hesitate. Aren't you impressed?
I am very impressed.
The 743, the one I'm really crazy about I love the Falcon nib. I mean, I like all the nibs, but. So this pen has 14 different
Correct.
nibs. So can you tell me about some of the cool nib choices on the 743?
Well, the Falcon, since we have it out,
Right.
is the softest nib that Pilot makes. You
Right.
can really do some incredible line width variation with it.
Yeah.
We have a nib called the Waverly nib that is really good for left-handers, but it's very forgiving on the angle that you hold the pen to the paper. So if you have a different grip, it's still a very good writing nib.
Does it have kind of a little bit rounded edges too, almost
it
like the
actually
signature?
tips up.
Oh, it tips right.
It tips up
yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
So it allows you to be almost flat with your writing or almost perpendicular, and it still writes.
So almost like a fude nib, sort of.
Yeah, in that same family.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Not as pronounced as a fude
Right,
nib, but
yeah.
in that same family. We have a music nib that was developed to write music. It's always interesting at pen shows. People that write music come and actually do the clefs and the notes and
And the
but-
little lines.
and the lines,
yeah.
right? But then other people said, "But I like this. I want to write with it," and we're okay with that.
Right.
So, but that's a pretty unusual nib. Pilot's nib is a 3-tine music nib, so it's got 2 slits in it. So it really feeds the ink to the tip well. What else
Let's
is
see.
interesting? We do have 3 soft
Mm-hmm.
nibs in that category: soft fine, medium, and soft medium.
So how do those soft nibs that are on the 743 and the 912
Right.
compare to the Falcon nib, which is also a soft nib but a different shape?
Right. The Falcon nib on the
On-
743, the
no,
FA nib, or
no,
the Falcon
that's not what I
pens?
meant. I meant the pen on the Falcon, the nib on
Right.
the Falcon pen, which is also soft fine, soft medium,
Right.
soft broad. So it's got the S in the
Right,
written
in
on the
the-
nib,
Mhm.
but it's a different shape than the
Right.
ones on those
Right.
pens. How do they compare?
They're in their softness. They're pretty similar.
Okay.
A soft fine in the 743 would give you the same amount of softness as a soft fine in a Falcon.
So it would flex about the same
Mhm.
amount. Yeah.
Same variation of your line width.
But the shape of the nib would affect it a little
Right,
bit.
right.
Yeah. So it's about comparable line variation
Mhm,
between
mhm.
the pen called the Pilot Falcon
Right.
and the soft fine, soft medium, etc. nibs on those 2 pens.
Yeah. One distinctive difference is in the Falcon pens, we do have a soft extra fine
Right.
that we don't have in the 743 or the 912. But in the 743 and the 912, we have a soft fine medium.
That's true, yeah.
That we don't have in the Falcon pens.
Yeah.
So,
So those you get, it makes it more comfortable to write with because you got a little bit of,
right.
but if you really want the line variation, then you use the Falcon
The
nib,
FA nib.
which is available on the 912 and the 743.
Correct.
Yeah. Are those nibs that popular, or are they a little kind of out there? How many people actually go for that kind of nib?
For the FA nib?
Yeah.
It's very, very popular.
Really?
It really
Wow.
is. Without having statistics in front of me, I think it's one of the most popular nibs in both of those series.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. Very cool. Well, I certainly love it.
Yeah.
I had so much fun writing the blog about it, and now I have my own pen. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what this pen's going to do. I hope I don't get too out of control with it. We'll see.
Well, I hope you do get out of control with it. That's fun.
Maybe I should. So what pens do you personally own besides the 845? You have a
I have an E95S. I have that in an extra fine nib.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I do have a 912, a custom heritage 912,
Right.
with a soft fine nib because
Okay.
I'm not really good with a soft nib, but I'm trying to learn because I see people do such beautiful writing with it.
Yeah.
I don't start with beautiful writing, but I am trying to learn to use it because it is so popular with the people. So trying to get that experience as well. Then I have an Ishime, which is another
Ooh.
Urushi pen.
Yeah.
Has some nice weight to it. It's a really solid feeling pen in your hand.
Yes. I love the texture on that one.
Yeah.
It just feels so cool to touch that one. Very nice. And that comes in 4 different colors?
4 different colors.
Yeah.
A burgundy, a blue, a black, and a green.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised that I don't sell more of those because it's such a cool pen. And I think a lot of people maybe don't know about how special it is.
Yeah.
It's a pen that helps to see it in person and feel that texture and really see the cool stone path kind of texture on it. And how do they do that texture on there?
When it's all Urushi lacquer and when the Urushi is still wet, the artisans actually hand carve that pattern in it.
Wow.
For the entire pen. It's the same artisans that do the maquillé
Right.
work.
So is it a little different on pen, each one, or do they somehow do it consistently?
I guess there's got to be some variation, but they're very, very good at their
Yeah,
craft,
yeah.
and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, those are really cool pens.
Yeah.
So, did you bring any special, like, maquillé pens or anything like that with you today for our event, or are we
I
just
didn't
going to
bring
show
any
the ones
extra,
that we
but-
have?
but
'Cause
the ones that we have here,
yeah,
like
Like
we
the-
have the elephant and the rabbit.
and what about that
and
one I'm
And
into?
the flower fence.
Yes, flower fence.
And the Yukari size. It's a really nice size in most
Yeah.
people's hands.
So, is that pen about the same size as this one, the flower fence?
Probably not quite as long as that.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
And it has the number 10 nib, so I think it's a little smaller than
little
the
smaller,
743.
okay.
Probably
Yeah.
about the same diameter, but
And what
a
is
beautiful design on that.
so? That's a Yukari pen. What does Yukari mean?
It's pilot's designation of that size pen
Oh, okay.
with a number 10 nib in it.
All right.
And then the next step up is Yukari Royale,
Oh,
which
right.
is a little larger than this and
Okay.
has the number 20 nib.
Okay.
And then we step up to the Emperor size, which has the big number 50 nib, which is an incredible nib as well.
And these numbers have absolutely no meaning.
They're just pilot's
They're just
designation.
numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
And even though this is airing later, we do have Yukari Royale and Emperor size pens that you can actually test in the store today.
Right. Or if someone goes to a pen show with you at a different store, or
Correct. Yeah,
an
there's
event. An event at a store or a pen show.
Right. It's always
Yeah.
one to test.
Yeah, that's so cool because we don't normally allow our customers to test those pens. They're
Right,
pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your next event or pen show that you're doing after this?
The next big pen show that we're doing will be the DC
Really?
The Super Show in,
Oh,
in
wow.
August. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll see you there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a huge event and
Yeah.
always a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have some guests from Japan that will be with us from the R&D
Ooh.
department.
Really?
We'll have our handwriting analysis machine
Oh,
again.
yeah. I want to do that. Yeah,
So
that's so cool.
It's going to be a big event.
So people that want to do that have to sign up ahead of time, right?
We will, probably in July, we'll launch a website and start making announcements that you can go there and reserve a spot. Takes 10
Can you
minutes
tell
or
our
so.
viewers about what that is, the handwriting analysis thing?
Yeah, they have a tablet machine, but like a tablet that you actually just write your name.
And that's all
And then-
you write? Just
and
your
that's,
name?
That's all you write.
Okay.
And then it analyzes the angle that you hold the pen, how much pressure you put on it, do you roll your
Right.
nib, and then at the end it can suggest, the way you write, you should probably use a fine medium, or you really could love a double broad, or
Okay.
it kind of gives some suggestions of nibs that you
So
should test.
it doesn't suggest specific pens, but it suggests what nib would
Right.
be good for you.
Right.
And does it give you some kind of a graph or anything
It
like
does.
that? Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It shows your pen, the pressure that you put on it, and
That's
the
cool.
things I said before, the angle, and
And then does it criticize you and say, stop pressing so hard. You're going to bend your pen. You shouldn't do that.
it doesn't criticize you, but it might give you some suggestions of how, because you don't want to put a lot of pressure on your
Right.
hand. That's one of the beauties of writing with a fountain
I
pen.
know.
You don't have to grip it really tight or put a lot of pressure on it. It's very comfortable to write with. So,
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that when someone's first learning to use a fountain pen, they don't necessarily understand. You don't have to put pressure on it like
Right.
you do when you're using a ballpoint or most pens. You just let it glide over the paper.
and I often demonstrate that by taking my pen and just holding it at the end like this, and just let the weight of the
Oh,
pen.
wow, yeah.
And the person sees that, yes, the ink flows down with no pressure at all.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, at the last pen show, Leila and I went to an event that Jesse, who's a local guy that does stuff at every pen show, he did an introductory class to fountain pens, and we attended it because it was in collaboration with Pen Boutique. And he described it as if you get your pen and you run it over the back of your hand and it tickles, that's good. If you feel it digging into your hand, you press too hard.
okay.
I thought that was a very good way to visually explain
Right.
how much pressure you really should put into. So, Bill, I know you're really looking forward to trying Lito's pizza
Absolutely.
because we don't want you jealous of Gary. So we're getting Lito's pizza for you, but because we're filming this at the beginning of the day, you haven't had it yet.
Right.
But I assure you, you are just as important as Gary, so we got Lito's for you. And I'm very excited to go out there. Ooh, uh-oh, customers are going to be banging down the door
I hope
pretty
so.
soon to try the new signature now. So I
And
think we're going to
this
have
is the anticipation for this Lito's pizza, because we tried to do this at the Baltimore show in March,
We
and
did.
we couldn't work it out.
Yeah.
So I've had 2 months of anticipation ready for this pizza.
I know. They wouldn't deliver to the show. So,
Right.
yeah. So I hope no one breaks down the door trying to get to the signature nib, and that it's not so busy that we struggle to take a break to try the Litos. But I think it's going to be a great event, and
I
I'm
do too.
so happy to have you here.
I'm
Thank you so
ecstatic
much
to
for
be here with
coming
you.
back.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that was super fun and informative.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did a great job. And again, always good seeing Bill. Bill,
Yeah.
please come back and do another
I
event
know.
with us.
And
We would love to have
Bill's
you.
event and doing the interview with him was just,
The event
so
was
wonderful.
truly magical.
It was. It was really,
Like,
really, really
customers
special.
that we adore
Yeah.
were meeting each other
Yep.
and just creating this magic in the room.
Yeah.
And it was just like Logan and Eric, for example.
Exactly. I actually saved a whole bunch of pieces of paper from that event that people had just scribbled stuff
Yeah.
on, and they were so wonderful. Just reading all the wacky stuff people wrote.
I do love reading what people
Loved
write
it.
when they're testing a pen out.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what you got going there? Some people will write like Bible verses.
Yeah.
Some people will do, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, etc.
Yeah.
I typically go, this pen writes well. It's a very stream of consciousness. I like this ink.
Right.
Flows nicely. But yeah, everyone had cute stuff.
There were a lot of notes about stealing Bill's pen at the DC Pen Show.
There were a couple of those. We should ask Bill if he needs extra security.
Yeah, he might.
He might.
Yeah.
I think we could fit the bill.
I think we could. We'd be a good team for
Who's-
that.
Who's good cop? Who's bad cop?
I'm bad cop.
Naturally. Let's roll along with the interviews. We had the opportunity to interview Kirk Speer, friend of the show.
For
while
the
he was-
second time.
For the second
Both
time.
of these interviews are our second time guest stars.
And we flipped the script. The first time I interviewed
Oh.
Bill,
Yeah.
second time you did.
Yeah.
First time you interviewed Kirk.
Yeah.
Now it's my turn. Gonna ask those hard-hitting Barbara Walters questions.
I know.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm scared.
Because our interview styles are very
of
different.
course.
I'm also looking forward to hearing what Kirk has to say because
Yeah.
I'm actually filming the interview tomorrow.
Yeah.
He has no idea what's going to hit him. So I'm hoping it goes well.
If it's about this long, we'll know why. Because he probably bolted after about 5 seconds.
and if it's this long, it means I duct taped him to the chair.
Yeah.
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 It'd be
Yeah.
kind of cute if I duct taped
I
him to
could
the
be
chair.
over, like, barring the door so he can't make a run for it, though.
Bad cop. I like it.
Yeah, that's it.
So without further ado, take it away, me and Kirk. Let me
Hello.
know when you feel ready.
I feel
As prepared
as
as you're
prepared as I'm gonna be.
Okay.
So
Sounds
let the
good.
games begin. May all odds be ever in our favor.
Yours especially. Anyway, hi everyone. We're here with Kirk Speer. This is the second time he's been on the show. For newcomers to the show, can you tell us what you do, Kirk?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me on the show again. My name's Kirk Speer. I'm a Nibmeister. What that means is that I customize, tune, and repair nibs on fountain pens. So I can change the way they write, or I can fix them if you've messed them up, or if you got one from the factory that's not quite writing well.
Very nice. And how long have you been doing this?
About 8 years now.
Oh no.
Oh,
It's okay.
yeah. Looks like the cat vomited.
The most sparkly vomit I've ever
Yes.
seen. I'm not cutting this. Anyway,
It works okay.
so the last time you were here, Laura did an interview with you.
Yes.
It was a great interview.
Yes.
So I don't want to rehash everything we've already gone over. I
Okay, good.
would like to know the man behind the Dremel. So I'm going to ask
Okay.
you a bunch of questions. Feel free to say
Okay.
I'm not comfortable answering that, but I'm thinking you'll give me some answers.
Okay,
All right.
great.
Favorite food?
Water.
I like your pinky ring.
Thank you.
How long have you had that?
It's a new acquisition,
Very nice.
but yeah, I need to get it resized. It doesn't quite fit my pinky perfectly.
I'm
but,
noticing that, but I mean, it'll be nice and stylish once you do
but
resize
yeah,
it.
but you know, Jared's good for that.
Jared's Jewelers.
Yeah.
Only the best.
Yeah,
That's right. So, water's your favorite food,
yeah.
followed closely by. I know I'm making you think on this one.
Meat.
Meat.
Yeah.
Like it. Any specific cut and temperature of meat?
Well, it kind of depends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like a crispy bacon, so it can be
Okay.
kind of well done.
Very important.
But if it's done just right, where it's kind of that, soft.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice too.
Wonderful.
And then of course like a nice medium to medium rare steak is also very nice.
That's very important. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm only here to ask the important questions, folks.
Good.
Second most important question, clearly. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color?
Yeah.
Well, it's technically, you would think it's black, but it's actually orange.
Really?
Yeah.
What about orange appeals to you?
The brightness of it.
The brightness? Is it happy for you?
It's a happy color.
Yeah.
It's orange, so that makes it nice. Which is ironically my probably least favorite fruit. But
Oh, that's funny.
of the
I
fruits
like
that I like.
What fruits do you like? You're leading me into my next question.
So, well, oranges, but better than oranges, I like berries.
Berries
like
are great.
strawberries and blueberries and grape berries.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never experienced one of those.
Well, they're little. They hang from a viney type tree.
Viney type tree. Okay. Delicious.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you can ferment them into your water,
Mm-hmm.
and then it tastes really good.
I may have had that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
usually
may
comes in a
have had
bottle
that. Usually comes
from
in a bottle.
California or Italy.
Have you had Lito's pizza?
Maybe. If they've brought it in here, I have. If you haven't brought it in here, I have not.
All right, I'm getting a shade. Okay, so I guess Saturday we're gonna have to change that.
Okay,
Okay, sounds good. We have plans for Saturday. We're all set.
sweet.
Favorite hobby when you're not working on nibs? What are you doing?
Probably off-roading.
Off-roading. Okay.
Yeah. So I have a Lexus version of a Toyota Land Cruiser, which is a Jeep type vehicle.
Okay.
Older one, and yeah, so good for hauling the whole family and going up mountains. So
Very cool.
yeah,
So we've got that as a hobby.
yeah.
What do we do to blow off steam when nibs become too stressful? What do we
So like I just like that to blow the steam away, but otherwise I just wait a few minutes. It'll cool down.
I would like you to write a philosophy book, Kirk. Kirk's Guide to Life, in which you just blow steam off,
Yes.
let life run its course,
Yeah.
and just do your thing in the meantime.
Yeah.
Did I sum up your personal philosophy? Just
Pretty. Yeah. Probably.
Kirk's Guide to Life. I like
Kirk's
it.
Guide to Life. Yeah. I must be too brief, huh?
I mean, your answers are short, but that's
Yeah.
okay. That's who
All right.
you are.
I'm
You're
kind of a
You're just straight
less
to the
is
point.
more kind of guy.
I
But
understand.
Unless
I'm
I
a more
want
is
more.
more kind of person.
yeah,
so,
well, yeah.
you know,
I go back for seconds.
go back for a second. Very nice. Favorite beverage, non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic
Mm-hmm.
beverage. Well, that would be water.
Definitely water.
Water. Yeah, actually,
You said it as a food. I'm just
Good
you know.
water is the best. Like, I don't know. It satisfies me just well.
Favorite drink to unwind to.
Whiskey,
Are you a cocktail guy or do you just drink it straight?
straight.
Alright.
Well, on the rocks.
On the rocks. Understood. I'm painting a picture for the audience right now. What is Kirk like outside of the shop?
Kill the burn. I don't like to be burned. so.
Understood. Now, you travel a lot for your job. I'm noticing you are here, there, and everywhere for the better part of the year.
Yes, that's true.
How do you like to spend your time at home? Like, as much family time as possible? Do you need to unwind?
Well, I don't really have like much of an unwind time, so to speak. I do like to spend as much time with my family as possible, but at this stage of my business, usually my time home requires more work, just to catch up for with the stuff that I missed while I was away.
Oh, makes
So-
sense. I mean, you've got Nibmeister, you've got a shop to balance.
Yes,
That's
right.
a lot.
Yeah, with the online sales and the in-store and in the in-event sales and stuff, so there's always something to keep going with.
Understood. What are your next events coming up?
Next events, I will be at next weekend. I'll be at the Raleigh Pin Show, and
Okay.
then the weekend after that, I will be doing an event at True Fay down in Greenville,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, I will be doing the St. Louis Pin Show.
Very nice. All right.
And,
I know this is
so
a little
those are
further
all
out in the
in
summer.
June.
Will you be in D.C.?
I will be in DC.
Yay!
Yeah.
So if you can't catch Kirk,
Nope.
This go around,
Yep.
he will be at the DC Pen Show. We're
That's
very
correct.
excited
Yep.
about that.
Yep. You can find me at nearly every show in the U.S.
I love What do you listen to?
Music.
Got that. What
Yes.
kind?
Either I'm a big fan of 90s music of
Okay.
all genres except for the sucky genres. And then it's true.
We're going to elaborate on that in a second.
And then and then country, I guess, probably
Okay.
a little bit more than other stuff. But
Now, as far as sucky genres are concerned,
sucky genres
you
are
expand
concerned.
upon
It's just the music that doesn't sound that good. It just kind of either bores you or makes you fall asleep, or
gotcha.
not played on,
So you're more of like a 90s alternative rock kind of guy?
Yeah, I love 90s alternative rock.
Okay.
Definitely like a big Goo Goo Dolls fan, and
Really?
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw a bunch of 90s bands out there. You're
Yeah.
going to give me your, just your opinion, okay?
Okay,
Pearl Jam.
good.
Here's a Blink 182.
Good.
Okay. Here's one that you have to dig deep for. Silverchair. Do you remember them?
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
All right.
Silverchair.
Silverchair's great.
Yeah.
Great Australian import. What's your favorite Goo Goo Dolls song?
I don't know. There's so many good ones.
There are a lot of good ones.
Baby's Black Balloon.
Name is one of my favorites.
Yes. I won't tell them your name. And then they actually wrote a more recent song, more recent being like 2010 probably.
Right.
But
Ooh. What's your favorite movie?
my favorite movie, so I have kind of two main favorites.
Okay.
Okay, so for comedy, Dumb and Dumber, I think is such a classic movie.
Solid.
And then for realism, the Tombstone is probably my favorite.
Ooh, okay. I haven't thought
so-
about that movie in ages. That's a
Yeah,
good
I
one.
know. It's a good one, though.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool.
There's lots of other fantastic movies, but I can't ever remember them until I'm watching them. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was a really good one.
I had one of those moments the other
Yeah.
day. I was just flipping through channels, and Con Air was on.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I love Con Air. I was about to do a cuss. I love Con Air, and I was like instantly reminded why I love that movie so much. It was great.
Nice.
So, of this music that you've outlined, do you often listen to music while you're meisting, or
I do not listen to meisting music. I listen to the nibs whenever I customize them. So a nib will make certain sounds that kind of helps enhance the feel, and so I generally have no sound.
that is important to know. So, each nib makes its own song. That
Each
you
nib
listen
makes
to.
its own song, and sometimes it's not a song you want to hear, and so we gotta change its tune, so to speak.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to wrap this interview up with a little game of Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you 3 options of grinds that you do.
Okay.
You have to determine which one you want to kiss, which one you'd marry, and which one you'd kill off.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So we've got 60-degree architect,
Yes.
we've got needlepoint,
Okay.
and we've got cursive italic.
Okay.
Which would you kiss?
The needle point.
All right.
Obviously, that one's
What makes that an obvious decision?
because I write small, and the needle point is just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I love writing with a very small, smooth writing pen.
Understood. My brother really liked the needlepoint you
Yeah.
found for him,
Awesome.
by the way. He loves
Awesome.
it. Which would you marry?
Mary. Oh, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I did this wrong, but let's do.
If you want to
we're
rethink
gonna.
that answer, that's fine.
We'll marry the architect.
We'll marry the. Oh,
Yeah,
so we're killing
yeah,
off cursive
yeah.
italic.
Yeah.
Why are
Well,
we doing that?
actually, we're gonna. We really want to kill the oblique, but
that wasn't an option.
But it's because it's cursive italic adjacent. We're gonna kill off the cursive italic.
Okay.
But
Understood. Why do we want to kill off the oblique now that we've brought this up?
because it's not a truly useful grind for
Oh.
most people, and it actually kind of helps people develop a bad habit in the rotation of their pins. So,
That is interesting.
which makes them have trouble with all their other pins.
Sure.
And so then therefore they need to oblique them all or none. So it's kind of a
Very neat.
to me, it's kind of a not fruitful.
So when someone comes up to
grind.
you and they're like, I want an oblique grind, do you ever say, are you sure about that?
I pretty much always say, "Are you sure about that?"
Very
I
good.
want to make sure that people are getting exactly what they need and what they really want. Sometimes what people think they want and what they really want are not the same thing.
Understood.
And whether that's through just confusing information on the internet or whatever it is, or but yeah.
Okay.
So
Final question. You took it right out of my mouth. Thanks. Final question.
yes.
Thanks, Laura. Would you be so kind as to grind my firefly stone into something special? I will figure out what.
Yeah.
It won't be an oblique, I
I
promise.
would love to do that.
That would mean
Absolutely.
a lot to me.
Of course.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, Kirk, I know I hit you with some tough questions, but I appreciate your openness
Yes.
and your candor.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure being on this movie, and I hope that you guys had a great time. I had a great time, and
It's good to give your pinky ring a rest.
I need to go to the chiropractor, get my finger adjusted now, but it's all right.
Well, thank you for being here for the next 3 days.
Yes,
We really
awesome.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And back to us from the past. Well, that was an interview without knowing what was said. Once again, thank you to Kirk for being here for a 3-day event,
Yes.
for allowing me to interview you, for being an all-around cool dude.
Good description of him.
I think so. Well, the episode's winding down, so you know what time it is, folks.
Mailbag!
Thank you for not screaming at this time. Who would like to go first?
I think you were going to go first?
I'll go first.
Yes.
All right. We have...
I feel like I'm in such a calm mood today compared to
I
last
know,
week.
we're pretty mellow.
It's because my days off, I was just like really, really relaxed.
Having any amount of days off in a row
Yeah.
is magical.
It was pretty nice. Yeah.
So this is from Harsh.
And Harsh is someone you know from Instagram?
Yes, and a customer of the store.
Oh, have I ever met them?
I'm not 100% sure. We'll find out in the letter.
Okay.
All right. And it's a really nice sized letter. He included photos.
Ooh, and there's a wax
And there's a
seal
wax
with
seal.
an H on it.
To the folks at Pen Boutique.
Okay.
First, I'm going to ask you to bear with my handwriting. I know it's not much to look at. I also know this paper isn't the best for fountain pen use. We'll see how the other inks do here.
Okay.
I think I started tuning into For Your Penjoyment around episode 3 or 4, but I have since gone back and watched every episode.
Thank you.
I truly enjoy the dynamic between Laura and Leila. I think your banter is thoroughly entertaining, and it's very clear that you both care a lot about this goofy little hobby.
That's true.
On that note, I want to articulate something. I was pretty nervous to walk into the shop and ask newbie questions.
Shouldn't
Fountain
be.
pens as a hobby feels, or rather can feel, very academic and proper, and can have a connotation of lofty dispositions. I have been to other pen shops, I won't name them, but take some comfort in knowing that you have a wonderful staff that is patient, kind, and incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
I think I have had the privilege of being helped by most everyone in the store now, and I have adored every second of it.
Oh,
Thank you. Oh, yes.
what a nice letter. Aw.
One last thing. I got into fountain pens around the same time I started therapy, as a way to make journaling feel less of a chore.
Hmm.
In the process, I have learned a similar lesson that film photography has taught me. With digital, it's so much easier to have a sterile, curated experience. I can backspace on a document or carry a memory card large enough that I don't have to be present or mindful. Writing things like this and being tied to one film stack until it's done has taught me to be more comfortable with the grain, the smudges, the typos, and overexposures. It's all part of a beautiful journey.
I love that because perfection is not what we're here for.
Agreed. Thank you for enabling me. With all my love, Harsh. He included his Instagram handle. P.S. I'm including prints of some photos I've taken that make me feel things.
Oh.
I hope you can enjoy them.
Wow.
And on the second sheet, it lets us know the pens that were used. Kaweco Brass Sport Extra Fine Nib with Kaweco Caramel Brown. You can also use a Kaweco Lilliput. Can't see what nib that is, but again, Kaweco Caramel Brown. Used a Visconti Mythos Apollo Broad Nib, Iroshizuku Yamaguri,
Nice.
Monteverde Regatta Black Mother of Pearl with Gold Trim, Stub Nib, Jacques Urban Shogun.
Very nice. Wow.
I'm also trying to teach myself to make lino cut prints. These are my first drafts.
Oh my gosh, let me see.
Yes.
Oh wow, I love these. I love the big sun coming up. It just conveys joy.
And the photos included
These are so
definitely,
cool.
I can understand why they make you feel things.
I also, once again, bringing this up, but I love the texture of this. Did you touch it?
I have not touched them yet.
It's so cool feeling. You can feel the shapes of the things that he created here.
There's a picture that is resonating with me for reasons I can't understand yet. It feels very familiar to me in a way that is bringing up emotions from growing up.
Interesting. Wow, these are really special. Wow.
I'm like touched.
Yeah. Thank you.
And as far as your pen journey is concerned, my journey had a similar trajectory. I started using fountain pens at the beginning of the pandemic, and I needed to do a lot of healing from all the isolation that we were all experiencing, and pens became that for me. So yeah, you're...
Oh.
Try not to cry.
It's okay.
Your letter really resonated, and
his
thank you for
letter
sending
was
it.
really moving. I've got another letter from our poet laureate, Eric Arnold, which is addressed to, again, La, and the Pen Boutique dancers this time.
Very important.
And it has a great stamp on the back that says Snail Mail Par Escargot and some cool washi tape with pictures of fountain pen ink bottles
Oh, I love it.
and a little ink and postcard looking stamp. So, and I love this card. Starfish, one of my favorite creatures, sea
Yeah.
stars. Really love sea stars. So it says, hopefully I can read it all. I'll take my time. Dear Ellen L., just a brief note to let you know how much I enjoyed episode 14. The now famed Pen Boutique dancers were fantastic. I only hope they won't take up residence in Vegas. Who will be there in the store for us? I also think an episode based on a tour of the store would be a great idea. I have the privilege of visiting, but I bet many of the tour viewers don't. Oh, many of your viewers don't. Most important, though, make sure the tour includes an intro and interview with each of the employees. There are lots of stores with cases filled with pens, but the ethos of Pen Boutique is what makes it different and special. People should know that while the two of you seem to be the face of the store on the internet, there is a lot more depth. That's true. I mean, absolutely no offense. You two are fantastic, but so are the rest of the crew.
He's absolutely right.
Absolutely right. Also wanted to thank you for hosting the pilot rep in the store yesterday. It was great to find a Pilot Con 40 converter to allow me to put my to allow me to put my vintage Pilot pen from the Baltimore Pen Show to use. Very cool. Fair winds and something that I can't read. Sorry, Eric. Eric A. And he wrote it with a Waterman Careen with Waterman Florida Blue, just because. I just noticed that when I read this before, I completely skipped the part on the inside of the letter. So I think you should read that part because I haven't previewed it.
All right.
This green part here.
Word nerd alert.
Okay, I'm a word nerd.
Did you notice? Laura P. is obsessed with pelicans and pilots because she finds them personally appealing, aspirational, and particularly special. Her words. Now, he underlined P's and L's in that description that you gave, and the primary words in that sentence
All have a
all
zillion P's
contain
and L's,
P's and
and my
Ls.
name contains P's and L's.
And pelican and pilot contains P's and L's.
Wow. So that's the whole reason I like them, just
Yeah.
because they contain P's and L's.
Wonder what it means, he says.
Wow,
And he outlines the pens that he used
that's
and the inks.
deep.
Very cool. P's and L's.
Well, I like you, and you have an L, too.
I do. I'm lacking the P.
No P's, though. Okay,
Can't be perfect, I guess.
I guess not. Eh.
Anyway, we have one letter left
Yes.
from our favorite Georgian, Pamela
From
Prince.
Pamela Prince, another Pamela Prince. What is this thing on the back? It's really pretty. Flowers?
Yes, Easter Seals 2015.
Who's going to read this one? You or me? You, right?
I can read it.
Okay.
All right, here we are. Oh, more origami.
Oh, goody.
I don't want to undo it because it's so cool.
Oh, it's a different shape this
It's a
time.
different shape.
Is it a
It's
little
still-
boat? Or
It
what
still
is this
includes a
one?
heart,
Okay.
but it's also a longer letter.
Ooh, a longer letter. Okay.
All right. Dear Leila, Laura, and Lena,
Ooh,
the
Leila.
3 L's. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Leila and the staff on your recent collaboration with Benu. A gorgeous pen with a stellar name.
Mm-hmm.
Laura's video of the unboxing was so heartwarming and exciting. So glad you thought to film and share that special moment with your fans. Another collaboration I'd like to brag about is Lena's partnering with Jonathan Brooks to create the Rangoli exclusive, which was used in the Leonardo pens.
Mm-hmm.
I brought my Rangoli to the Atlanta Pen Show searching for an orange ink worthy of my pen.
Oh, wow.
I wanted the orange to glow on the paper, and while at a stationer's table, I found a perfect match. Or so I thought. More on that later.
Uh-oh.
I was surrounded by people, and as I took my Rangoli out of its case, it caught the light. The two people closest to me involuntarily and very audibly gasped at the beauty of this pen. I spent 3 days looking at thousands of pens from a myriad of makers, but I held in my hands the prettiest pen at the show.
Oh, my gosh.
Keep up those collaborations, ladies.
Aw.
Your taste and choices are inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing this with my Rangoli and using Octopus Phoenix ink.
Cool.
This ink is brilliant bright orange with a gold sheen on Tomoe River paper. I'm using a Rhodia paper, and the color has obviously more of a pink grapefruit color. Not what I was going for, but experimenting is part of the fun and joy of using fountain pens.
Definitely.
Keep up the amazing jobs y'all do. Much appreciation and warm hugs. Pam Prince from Atlanta.
Oh, I love that letter.
P.S. Hi to Bill Pearce. P.P.S. I'll miss Amber and wish her all the best. Good news, folks. Amber's actually coming back for the summer.
Temporarily. Just
Temporarily.
for the summer.
But she's going to be all ours.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Pam, I love this letter. I feel for Rangoli the way that you do. That was
Yeah.
the first collaboration I experienced being a
Yeah.
part of the Pen Boutique team. It was truly something, truly special. And yeah, woo,
I love that she said hi to Bill.
Yeah.
Too. That's so sweet.
your letter gave me chills. I love this.
I know. All of these letters were fantastic.
All of these letters are fantastic, yes.
Oh.
Here you go.
Well, I'm glad this
Oh, I'm
episode
gonna-
was a little bit less high energy than some, a little less silly than some, but I felt like it had very calm, good vibes, and I think that'll be good going into your surgery and your
Cheers.
healing.
Thank you. Well, on that note, folks, as always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're updated when we upload.
Yep.
As always,
Please keep sending us these wonderful letters. We love them so much. And
these
we
letters
love
are giving me life.
all the comments you write on our episodes.
Absolutely. And we love engaging with you in the
Yes, we
comment
absolutely
section.
do.
As always, keep writing. Laura, it's been a pleasure as always.
Absolutely has.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time. Less one gallbladder.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. Bye.
Bye.